Everyone. Welcome to InfoIoT, and today we are at the part 3 of our 4-part video series of home automation using the Google Assistant. So in the previous two parts, we went through the setup of our Google Assistant app in the Actions on Google console. We then connected our application to the Dialogflow agent, and we imported our existing model into the system, and now our Dialogflow agent understands the user request and the corresponding entities and intents are invoked. Now in the next step today, we are going to write a webhook which is going to act as a communication medium between our Dialogflow agent and the Firebase real-time database. So webhook is going to help us send our data, exchange our data between the Dialogflow agent and the real-time database. And what is a webhook? How can we write a Firebase Cloud Function using the Firebase CLI and other related topics is something that we are going to cover today. I have a Medium article ready which covers all the steps in detail, which you can go through. I'll be adding the links in the description below. So let's begin. So coming to the firebase.google.com, we get the information about Google Cloud Functions for Firebase, and these Firebase Cloud Functions basically run simple JavaScript functions in their own independent environments, and they are completely serverless. Now, by serverless, what we mean is you don't have to take care about the infrastructure of scaling up your servers as your users increase, and nothing at all which is related to handling your server infrastructure. That is, everything of it is taken care by Google themselves. So there are certain triggers, as we call, for the different Firebase features that are available. You can see a list of the different triggers that we have under Google Cloud Functions. And today we are going to make use of the HTTP triggers. Now HTTP triggers are simple REST HTTP endpoints which accept request in the form of get, post, put, and other normal HTTP methods that are usually supported. And so we are going to write an HTTP trigger which is going to act as a webhook for the Dialogflow agent, and whatever information that is extracted by our Dialogflow agent is going to be sent over the webhook to the Firebase real-time database, and later on we are going to use that information on the hardware side to switch on and off the applications. So for writing the cloud function, we are going to make use of Firebase command line interface. So let's go through the setup of the required tools for writing a Firebase cloud function. Okay, so we are at the terminal now, and we are going to install the Firebase tools to begin with the writing of Firebase Cloud Functions. So we are making use of npm, as I mentioned. Firebase Cloud Functions are simple JavaScript functions, so we are going to write some Firebase functions which are going to be deployed as a webhook for the Dialogflow agents. So let's begin with installation of the Firebase tools. npm install g for global Firebase tools. This is going to bring in all the required tools uh, for writing the Firebase Cloud Function and for their deployment on the Google servers. So we are done installing the Firebase tools. Now the next step is to give the Firebase tools the access and the permissions required to access your uh, Google Cloud functions and the other related services. So for that, what we do is Firebase login. This is going to redirect you to the browser where you have to you choose the account under which you have created the Google Assistant app. Once that is done, you will be logged in your account, and you can move ahead from here. So the first thing that we are going to do is create a new directory. Go into the directory and type Firebase init functions. It's going to ask you the project under which you want to create and set up the whole Firebase functions. Do you want to install dependencies with npm now? Type y and yes. So this is basically going to create the whole functions module that we require along with the other dependencies that have to be installed, and we'll be ending up having an index.js file where we are going to write our Firebase Cloud Function webhook. Done. So the Firebase initialization has been completed. If you see, we have a firebase.json file and a folder called as function. So let's go into functions. You'll see an index.js file. Now let's open it. Under index.js file, we are going to write our first cloud function. So I have given this code snippet in the Medium article. So for now, we'll be just copy pasting the snippet into the index.js file. And that's it. We'll go through the code once later on to see what exactly is happening behind those lines. So for now, just save it. Then come back into the root directory and you type Firebase deploy. Oops. Firebase deploy. Now this is going to deploy our Firebase Cloud Function on the servers, and in return we are going to get a HTTP endpoint, that is a URL that we are going to put in the Dialogflow console, and it is going to act as a webhook. Whoops, we have some issue over here. Oh, I guess we messed up in the copy pasting of the code. Let's just fix that. Oops, we have two declarations done for the functions object. Let's just remove that and we are good to go. Let's just give it a try once again. Firebase deploy. So it says error passing triggers cannot find module actions on Google. So let's just install actions on Google. Go to your functions folder, npm install save actions on Google. So here we are downloading the actions on Google Node.js module that is available, which is going to help interact with the Dialogflow agent. Let's give it a try once again. So the Firebase Cloud Function has been successfully deployed, and in return we get a link over here which says function URL. We are just going to copy paste this link, and now we are going to paste this in the Dialogflow console. So we have successfully deployed our first Firebase Cloud Function, and the link that was received in the terminal. So let's just copy paste the link over here. So once you have done that, you have to go at the bottom of the page and click on save. Once that is done, now we have successfully deployed our Firebase Cloud Function. We have copy pasted the link in the fulfillment section. And now under intents, go to the control appliances intent, and at the bottom you will have a section called as fulfillment, where we check in the box of use webhook. Now here what will happen is whenever the user says that he wants to switch the light on or off or the fan on or off, your control appliances intent is going to get invoked, and whatever extracted information is there, that is going to be sent over our webhook, that is the HTTP link that we have copy pasted under fulfillments. So we have a testing platform available here under the Google Dialogflow console. So let's just give it a try and see whether we see any changes happening in our real-time database. So I'll type help me. So it tells me I can help you control your home appliances. What do you want to control? I want to switch off the light. Okay, switching light off. Do you want to control anything else? So now here if you see, we have the entities that were extracted saying the devices and the status. Device was the light and the status was off. So if you click on show JSON, you will see a JSON object which was, now this is the JSON object that was sent over the webhook to our Firebase Cloud Function. Now let's go to the Firebase console and see whether we have any data posted in our real-time database. So under develop, we go to database. And yes, we do see some values coming up over here. As we saw, the device was light and the status was off. Now let's just try to switch it on and see whether we see the reflected changes in the database. I want to switch on the light. Yes, if you see, we saw the values changing in real time and now the value is on. So we have successfully written our first Firebase Cloud Function over here, which is accepting the extracted information from the Dialogflow agent and sending it to the Firebase real-time database. Now in the next section, we are going to go through the whole hardware setup for the same, and how our hardware listens to the Firebase real-time database, and based on the changes in the database, it takes the necessary actions of controlling the lights or fans. See you in the next video.